We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Hey guys, welcome back to another astronaut tutorial. I am Alex here, and today it's going to be a Photoshop tutorial, the first Photoshop tutorial of this channel. In this tutorial, also, I apologize if you are hearing any noise in the background, something like that sounds like a chainsaw. It's because my grandmother decided to get someone to cut the leaves of some trees in her yard right now. It's very bad time. Anyway, so in this tutorial we are going to be taking a subject from an image and making the background transparent, because you may have a background that utterly sucks, and we're going to drop it into another image that is more appropriate for what you want to do. Now, I'm not a professional Photoshop artist, but maybe you are. I don't know. I'm just here to show you how it's done. So yes, obviously I have Adobe Photoshop 2022, Premiere Pro 2022, and After Effects 2022. That's an update since my last tutorial, and let's get into it. So we're going to be using, let me open Photoshop, and while it is opening, let me show you what we're going to be using. This is going to be the image in the foreground, a pretty badass handsome subject, and this is the background. The background, I got the background from Pixabay. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Also, let me remind you that having someone take your picture is a lot better than just putting your phone somewhere and taking the picture yourselves. I learned that the hard way because I had to put my phone on my school bag, which was on my chair. The background, by the way, of my image is this office, so it's not that bad, but it could be worse, it could be better. And this is it. This is literally my phone standing on top of the bag, which was on top of the chair, and taking a picture of me. So you should probably get someone to take your picture instead of doing that awful way. Now the background is a lot better because its dimensions are 4,000 something by 3,000 something. I don't quite remember. Here are the exact dimensions, and you can see how many pixels comprise this image. It is awesome. It is quite awesome. So let's open up a new file. It's going to be a custom. The default Photoshop size. Let's create a project with a default Photoshop size. And now let's drop in the images with drag and drop. Pretty simple. Let's open up our library. Damn, this chainsaw is so loud. Okay, so these are our two images. Let's drag and drop them into it. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is, well, because I took the picture the way that I took it, it's not quite straight. So you can see that this is the wall, and it's not quite straight. So let's crop it. Let's rotate it until that line of the wall, the edge of the wall, is straight. Now, I think it is. Yes, it's probably straight. Maybe not completely, but yes. Okay, so now tick that. Let's go. Now let's make a mask around our object, our subject, me. So in previous versions of Photoshop, you would use the lasso tool or something and try to make a mask, a manual mask. So, but right now Photoshop has AI since last year's version, I think. So select your background or your picture, whatever, and select subject. Wait for Photoshop's AI to do its job, and boom. Now you can see that it did a pretty good job, but there are some imperfections, such as this thing right here, the shoelace got cut out, but that's probably because the color is of the foreground of the background is similar to my shoe, but that's okay. Now let's go and edit it and select and mask in select, and let's see what we can fix. Now nothing completely, we don't really need to fix anything. You might want to add some detail over here, maybe you see the hair or something. Now if you need to fix something, you can always use this brush, and you can see that AI still uses Photoshop still uses AI, so that you don't have to do tedious things yourself, and you can also do the same by cutting over here. But in this case we don't have to do anything, and that's pretty convenient, since the artificial intelligence of Photoshop did everything we needed to do. And now we can go here and go output to select, change from selection to new layer, and then click OK. And now you can see our original image got hidden. Let's go to our current background, right click, duplicate layer, document, which is one, okay, so let's duplicate it to the background, JPG, JPEG, whatever it is, PNG, and here it is. Now let's delete that one, no, don't save, let's Ctrl S to save this one, let's name it project, it's a Photoshop file, so that you have your project there. Now we can move it with the move tool over here, and now that's not quite realistic, so first of all let's scale it up a bit. It needs to be pretty big. It looks stupid, but that's okay. Okay, so actually I was not quite sure how to make this work, but because I took the image in a very strange way, it was kind of looking upwards to me, and so let's make this look like that or something, like that. Okay, so I put myself in here. The only thing that you can probably see, except for the lack of emotion on my face, is that the colors don't really match. So let's go here and make some changes, experiment yourselves with that. So I'm going to add a brightness and contrast mask, now a layer. So now, yeah, you can see the main problem with changing the whatever when making a mask is the fact that it changes for all of the layers. So the way you can fix that is by right clicking on the mask and create clipping mask. Now only the layer underneath it is going to change colors, whatever. And now let's make a couple of changes over here. Okay, so now let's go add a color balance or something. Yeah, let's create a clipping mask again. So let's change that blue and then cyan. It's pretty good, I would say, but like I said, once again, that's too unrealistic. Wait. Okay, so like I said before, I'm not great at Photoshop, especially when it comes to color grading, but it's kind of good, I would say. Now let me adjust the brightness, let's put it up a bit. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this tutorial, as we have done quite some things, and we kind of have a finished product. Now you don't have to import your background anywhere, but I did it. And now we can go over here and file, export as PNG, transparency. I leave all of those to whatever they are, and it should load in a bit, but the background image resolution is quite high, and we can export it. Let's export it as a PNG file and named project. Now it's going to be exported in a couple of seconds. It's probably going to be a lot faster for you, as my computer is not great, but yeah, okay. Now let's Control S one last time, close that, let's go and see what that looks like. Okay, honestly, I think it's quite good. I mean, looking at it with a new perspective, you can see that obviously this image is really high resolution and there are some imperfections in the blending in, like my ear got kind of cut off, but that's an issue of the mask. Now as for the color grading, I'm not really good. It looks like I have a black eye, probably. Oh no, it really looks like I have a black eye. Damn, I got into a fight. You should see the other guy, guys. And some imperfections around the mask. Now my shoes, you can't see them, but there was that shoelace imperfection. Other than that, I would say that the blending is quite nice, since this is the background and this is the foreground, so there is a bit of a difference. Now the human eye is not that hard, but not that easy to fool, and I'm definitely not good enough to fool a human brain into thinking that this is not photoshopped, especially if they are able to zoom. Now if you just look at it from this perspective, you may see that something is off. You might understand that something is off. It does not look really natural, but it could be worse and definitely could be better. So you're probably going to make something a lot better than me, but I was just here to show you how it is to be done. Without further ado, I will see you in the next tutorial. This guy stopped cutting trees. Fuck you. I didn't know you could do that. Anyway. Okay, so these are our two images. Oh fuck.
That's the stuff. I should watch more videos.